Hello everyone, this is the Shitcoin Detective, and today let's take a look at the complete failure of the Viper token and Viper swap. So as you can see in here right now, the price of Viper is approximately 10 cents, while during the entire last year the token was trading between $1 and $1.20. I made a prediction that this drop will happen, and the drop happens because the tokenomics. Viper is basically emitting something called locked tokens that you don't have access to right away, but you will access to it later basically. And the locking period was something like a year. And after the unlocking started happening, the price of the token just basically collapsed. So when I was recording my video about it was before the unlocking was happening, and the price was $1.10. And basically I made a graph which would tell you how many of the tokens is unlocked. And as you can see here, this blue line, it's very, very steep from the unlocking period. So what happens is that people don't have to do anything on the exchange to get tokens that they can sell. And therefore locking is guaranteeing for people to come up with a loss. And this was my prediction of the price. I was predicting that the price would drop to 10 cents. However, it happened a lot faster than my predictions, because what I didn't take into account is that not the entire market cap is for sale. Some of it is locked up in single staking pools that are basically not for sale, and therefore the dumping of it happened a lot quicker than even my worst prediction. Which here we can see the price. It's this is not in dollars, this is in won, because it's the price of Harmony 1 has been going up and down in the past few weeks, almost 20-30%. So this is a better indication of what the price has been doing. Take into account this is a daily chart. This is not a an hourly chart or a 15-minute chart. So I think the unlocking happened at the 10th of February, I think, something like that. There hasn't been a green day for the Viper since then, and the price has been dumping since almost December, with one exception: someone bought and sold the token. So on to the main event, which is the review. In light of this, in light of that the locking mechanisms for token don't work, let's review Defikingdoms. It's another gamified DeFi on the Harmony network, which is basically it is, you can farm tokens, and it has exchange, and it has a gaming element to it, which is it is very basic. I mean, I played games for years now, and this is something graphics wise something of a Super Nintendo, and actual game wise I think I played games on the Commodore 64 which were more involved than this. So yeah, you can check it out for yourself. Starting with it is not very expensive. I think you just have to pay gas fees to do. Let's look at the tokenomics of it, which is, they call it the gardens. Whatever you used to call with traditional DeFi pools, liquidity pools and everything, whenever it comes to gamified DeFi, you can just forget about it. There is an abstraction layers with some calling things not what they are. It's in a way to try to basically abstract what is really happening from you. So the token is called Java, which I'm quite sure I'm not pronouncing right because I'm not English. It is locked about the same, about 95% is locked at the beginning, but compared to Viper swap, the the locking will basically decrease, and there is a... My issue with this is that, you know, the tokenomics of a token should be very simple, right? If you can, you should be able to draw it on a napkin, right? Like, this is a tokenomics. It's gonna go up or go down, or this is the emissions rate, and, you know, we will emit so many. You can explain Bitcoin emissions in a few sentences, right? Miners get new Bitcoins. There is 21 million in total circulation. Every 4 years, the amount of minted or mined tokens is going to decrease by half. And that's it. 3 sentences. This one, yeah, it's going to be block this, block that, multipliers and locking model, and 95% locked, and then it will decrease the locking mechanism, and charts and graphs, and you can unlock it first if you buy a very, very expensive hero. As far as I understand, the heroes are going for something like $1,000. So if you're rich and you can spare $1,000 to buy an NFT, then you might be able to get lock tokens faster than poor people. So that's one way of criticizing DeFi. Luckily, unlike Viper, they provide a chart which explains the tokenomics. So they only write here the total locked and unlocked tokens. I would really like to see an extra newly minted tokens, but that's not here. It's a difference between the total and, you know, it's a derived function of the total. Would be nice to see. It would be a hyperbolic drop down. Right now we are in February, beginning of March actually, so we are halfway between January and July 1st. We are here. So what we can see here now is that we have about 200 million locked tokens and a total of about 300 million. So 60%, 65% of the token supply is locked. And keep in mind that everyone who wants to get these unlocked, it's gonna start happening, and basically they don't have to do anything anymore for the token. They're just gonna get these tokens unlocked, right? That's the issue with the locked token mechanism. You don't have to provide liquidity, yet you will still get rewards. So the rewards are basically pushed to the beginning, right? If you started farming this at the very beginning, you made a lot of money for sure. If you start farming now, one thing you should take into account that if you derive the total amount, there's not that many tokens unlocked anymore. And so what does this mean? People are farming this token, right? They farmed, you know, for a few months. I should have done it, to be honest. When I looked at this tokenomics, I said that the Jewel token is going to dump to 1 to 2 cents very, very quickly, and I was so wrong about it, I must admit. So, because that's not what happened. If we look at the price of the token, it went all the way up to $22, which is, it blows my mind, to be honest. I would have never expected that to happen, but at this point, the total value locked was, I think, $1 billion. And it's been dumping ever since then. So it reached $22. Right now it's traded at $6. If we overlay this happened in January 2022. If we overlay this with the tokenomics, as you can see, that's when the number of locked tokens reached their maximum. So what is happening is that the difference between the total and the locked tokens was widening, and it will be widening for the next year, year and a half. Sorry, that's the next year, basically here, almost 1.5 years. The gap between the total number of tokens and the locked number of tokens is widening, meaning that it is hyperinflation, basically. Like just a few months ago, the number of tokens that people were getting were a few tens of millions, and it's gonna be 100 million in a few months. So I didn't make my own graph for this because I don't need to. You just take a look between the difference of the blue line and the red line. And the decrease of the red line will happen automatically, and people don't have to do anything for it anymore. Basically, they have their tokens, the locked Jewel tokens. It just sits there. They go to the website, press a button, and then they get a portion of it unlocked. And it's just gonna dump the price so hard again, as much, maybe as much as Viper, maybe even more, because Viper swap was unique, at least that it was like the first DEX on the Harmony network. But Defikingdoms is where the uniqueness is that it's a gaming DeFi, but it's not even game, it's gamified, and they will tell you that the heroes is the gaming element. But if you can't afford the hero, too bad. You know, why weren't you there earlier, right? This is one of those things that you have to be early to earn money, and if you are late and you start buying into the token here, well, too bad for you, because it's not gonna go up anymore, because we are just minting tokens like no tomorrow. So I think this is what awaits for the Defikingdoms. I am open for other opinions about it. Maybe I overlooked something. Maybe there is an actual use case for this token other than buying $1,000 pictures online, and then maybe there is, as I said, maybe I overlooked something. If you think that, please leave a comment for this video. And if you agree with me or you want to support the channel, you can do that by subscribing, leaving a comment here. I have NFTs for sale if you wish. They're very cheap. The donation wallet address is also in the video description. And if you want to join the Telegram channel, then I think we are at 700 people right now. People are helping each other, so they are not losing money. I wish you safe trading and take care, everyone.